Hello, everyone. I'm KJAM News Director Sue Bergheim. The general election is coming up on Tuesday, November 3rd. One of the races on the ballot here in Lake County for Lake County voters is the District 8 House of Representatives race. And on the ballot are Republicans Marley Wiese and Randy Gross, and Democrats Val Parsley and John Kessinger, with two of them being elected to the State House of Representatives. Now, District 8 is made up of Lake, Minor, Moody, and Sanborn counties. Joining me today is District 8 House candidate Randy Gross. Randy, thanks for being with us today.
Good afternoon. My pleasure to spend a few minutes with you.
Now, Randy, tell us a little bit about yourself and why you decided to run in this election.
Well, I'm a South Dakota native. Got a lot of roots here in Lake County. My grandpa homesteaded 5 miles north of Madison in 1885, and we've still got family living on that farm. So we got a lot of connections here. I've always been interested in community service and good government. So I was approached by folks 2 years ago when I first ran and had the opportunity to serve for a couple of years and felt it was worthwhile to continue that service to represent the good district we have here. We've got people throughout those 4 counties you mentioned with a large variety, have a lot of issues and a lot of needs that hopefully I can do a good job of representing.
Now, with the pandemic that has been going on, I'm guessing it's been a little hard for you to get out and visit with people face to face and do some of the things that you would do in a normal election year. So how have you been connecting with voters, and what are you hearing from them?
Well, you're right. It has been different, if nothing else. We've tried to make it to as many events as we can. We respect people's concerns about social distancing, masks, and things like that. But we being Marley and Casey Crabtree and myself, the Republican candidates here in the district, have made it clear in our communications and our ads and our mailers and stuff that if folks want to meet, we'll be glad to get together with them. And that offer still stands. We have met folks at a variety of places. There have been a few parades, a few events, but like I say, we rely oftentimes on hearing from people who want to visit with us, and we're glad to do that.
Okay, Randy, what will your priorities be if you are reelected to this position?
Well, these are uncertain times, and it's hard to know where things are going to go. The way the state's economy is right now, we have some folks doing very well, and on the other end of the spectrum, we have some folks really struggling. We've also received a tremendous amount of federal money as a result of the COVID pandemic that we're dealing with that will be put out throughout the state in a variety of ways. And amazingly enough, the first 3 months of our fiscal year here now, our sales tax revenue for the state has been extremely strong. Even in a good year, the numbers we've seen would be strong. So we're going to have some money to work with, we hope. My personal preference would be to see a lot of that go into improving some of our infrastructure, because we have a lot of things that are, the weather has been hard on roads and bridges and things like that. And a lot of them were built way back during the Depression, and they're just plain wearing out. Those are the type of one-time expenditures we could make out of some of this money and not be committed to ongoing expenses, because that's always a concern when we have surplus money, is spending on needs that are clearly needs, while also make an ongoing commitment that would require us to raise taxes or something like that in the future that we might not want to do. But I think improving our infrastructure with the money we're going to have would be a very worthwhile endeavor, because I think when our rural areas and our citizens throughout the district and throughout the state benefit, our towns and everybody else benefits as well.
Now, Randy, what would you like the voters in District 8 to know about you as they make their decision going forward here towards the election?
Well, as I mentioned, these are uncertain times. And I think in uncertain times, positive, productive experience matters. And I've got experience in a large number of areas. I'm an agricultural producer, been successful in the dairy business. I'm a retired agricultural banker, and I've had a good long career there and was very successful. I've also been involved in business development, served on trade missions around the world on behalf of agriculture. I'm an educator. I've taught college classes. My wife is a career teacher, so I've been close to the educational system all along. I'm also a military or Army veteran. I'm proud of that fact, and so I can relate to their needs. I also have served my first term here on the Appropriations Committee of the state legislature, which deals with the budget, and I think gives me a good feel for how the system works in terms of money flows and what money's available and what money might not be available. And I've been recognized by my peers in the legislature. I was elected by my peers to the executive board of the legislature, which is quite an honor for a freshman legislator. So I think I've got a variety of experience that will pay benefits during uncertain times.
Now, I think you kind of touched on it a little bit, but what way can voters get in touch with you or find out more information about you as they prepare to cast their ballots?
Well, I think one thing a person can look at is my voting records on the Legislative Research Council's website or the state legislature's website. If you have questions about how I voted on issues over the last couple of years, you get a good feel for that. We being myself and other candidates have had the opportunity to respond to questionnaires from the Madison Daily Leader and the Flender Enterprise. The Madison Daily Leader one is already out. The Enterprise one, I think, is coming out probably this week. They asked a variety of questions on a variety of issues that I think are all on the minds of our constituents throughout the district and worth listening to. We, of course, have done our mailers and our ads and things in the papers and things like that. But again, I would encourage folks who really want to sit down and visit to give us a call. We're still glad to talk with people within their comfort levels.
Right, you can still visit safely over the phone or in some means like that too.
Yes, certainly over the phone, quite conveniently. But if folks want to meet face to face under the right circumstances, by that I mean the social distancing, we'll be glad to do that as well. We respect all people's various levels of concerns about the COVID issue and don't want to, disturb anybody unnecessarily there, but we also want to respect those who do want to visit.
Yes, it has certainly made for an interesting year for all candidates. You're all in the same boat this year. So
You bet, very much so. It's not like anybody's got an upper hand. COVID did not come with a playbook.
mm-hmm.
And with it on the go and learning as we go and improving how we do things.
Right, and it's affected so many ways, and like as you mentioned too, it's going to affect some of the actions of the legislature going forward as well.
Yes, very much. I use the term uncertain times, and the biggest uncertainty often is, how long will this last? When will we get out of the uncertainty? And if we had an answer to that, we could all be rich now, but we don't, and nobody does. There are so many variables in play that we just have to be adept, be experienced, and adapt on the go.
Okay, well, I think that's all I have for questions for you, Randy. I want to thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. To look forward, hopefully, to having the opportunity to serve the 8th District in the future going forward, and encourage everyone who has an interest to please get in touch.
All right, thank you so much. Randy Gross, he is one of the candidates for the District 8 House of Representatives. And again, the general election is on November 3rd. You can go to the polls that day if you want to vote in person from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., or you can go vote absentee up until Election Day, or go to your local county auditor's office here in Lake County. You can go in Madison, Moody County, whichever county you live in. You can go to your county auditor's office and vote that way as well if you'd like to take care of it before Election Day. But the main thing is to get out and vote. So thank you again, Randy, for being with us today.
Thank you. I echo your message of get out and vote.
Yep. Thank you.